The crypto market just faced its wildest week of 2025, and it might only be the beginning. Bitcoin nearly crashed. A new US law could end shady stablecoins. Ethereum is attracting institutions. XRP is showing real-world use. And Solana? It might be next for an ETF. Here's the full breakdown of this week, and where we expect things to go next. Bitcoin, ETF surge versus geopolitical fear. Bitcoin dipped below $100,000 this week. A psychological milestone. The trigger? Rising Middle East tensions after US airstrikes in Iran. Global markets shook. Risk assets pulled back. But what followed shocked the market. Over $1.3 billion flowed into Bitcoin ETFs in just 5 days. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust saw $410 million alone. Even retail investors stepped in. Exchange volumes spiked 24%. Bitcoin is now trading around $101,400. If it can hold above $100,000 and reclaim $105,000, bulls are in control. But drop under $98,000 again, and we could test $92,000 fast. Our BTC prediction for this week. Sideways movement early in the week. Friday's US inflation report will be the key. A cooler CPI could push BTC to $108,000 plus. Ethereum, quietly becoming. Wall Street's favorite Ethereum didn't make dramatic moves, but it's gaining power behind the scenes. Ethereum hovered between $2,200 to $2,350 this week. But here's the real story. $121 million flowed into Ethereum ETFs. Fidelity reported that Ethereum made up 17% of their crypto allocation, up from just 8% a month ago. Institutional wallets holding over 10,000 ETH increased by 3%. On-chain data shows massive Ethereum moving off exchanges into cold storage. Classic bull signal. Our Ethereum prediction this week. If Ethereum closes above $2,400, $2,600 is next. Institutions are positioning early before a potential spot Ethereum ETF approval by end of July. XRP, solid fundamentals in a volatile market. XRP didn't explode, but it's quietly performing better than most altcoins. Price held above $2 all week, showing strong support. The TSX-listed XRP ETF in Canada brought legitimacy. But the real headline? Ripple's $280 million tokenized bond deal on the XRP ledger. The biggest of 2025 so far. Financial institutions in Singapore, Dubai, and Switzerland are now testing real-world tokenized assets using XRP tech. Technical indicators show XRP coiling for a big move. RSI is neutral, MACD is flattening, and volume is increasing. Our XRP prediction this week. A break above $2.25 could send it to $2.50 fast. ETF rumors in Europe could bring major momentum. Solana, the underdog. ETF play. Solana fell to $134 before recovering above $140. Not massive news. Until you dig deeper. Here's what traders missed. Bloomberg analysts hint at Solana ETF approval by August. 3 major US hedge funds are now buying spot SOL, not just derivatives. Coinbase wallet activity for Solana. Tokens jumped 18% this week. Solana's ecosystem is thriving. Helium, Render, and Marinade all saw double-digit growth in daily active users. Our SOL forecast this week. Any ETF confirmation could explode, priced to 160 plus. Otherwise, expect a tight range. 137 to 147. New US law. The Genius Act passed. Now this is huge. The US Senate passed the Genius Act this week. It does 2 things. Forces all stablecoin issuers to hold $1 to $1 reserves. No more fractional games. bans algorithmic stablecoins unless registered and approved by federal agencies. This law is aimed squarely at Tether, DAI, and others. But it's very bullish for Circle, USDC, and Coinbase, who already comply. Markets reacted quickly. USDC supply jumped by $600 million. Tether redemptions hit $1.1 billion in 48 hours. Coinbase stock gained 8% on the news. Why this matters for crypto? Stablecoins are the bridge between banks and crypto. Safer stablecoins equals more institutional trust, equals more capital flowing in. While majors dominated the headlines, altcoins had some movement worth watching. Chainlink surged 11% as new DeFi integrations hit the market. Avalanche announced a $50 million investment round for AI plus DeFi startups. XYZVerse, a meme coin, raised $14 million in pre-sale, with whales moving from ADA and XRP into it. Wild growth potential is being hyped, up to 40,000% if listings materialize. Key events that could move markets. This week, Tuesday, Fed Chair. Powell speaks. Any dovish tone could spark a rally. Wednesday, Coinbase hints it will announce a new asset class product. Could be SOL or XRP ETF prep. Friday, US inflation report. If inflation comes in lower than expected, all crypto assets could surge. Final outlook. This market is no longer emotional. It's tactical. Institutions are buying. Retail is returning. Regulation is coming. And it's bullish for the long term. If the macro winds stay calm, Bitcoin could challenge $108,000. Ethereum could hit $2,600. And XRP might finally run to $2.50 plus. Like and follow. And we will see you at the top.